Well, hello, welcome to Mr. Paul's Pantry. I'm Mr. Paul, and if you're returning visitors, it's very nice to see you here again. If you're new, a very warm welcome, and if you are new and you haven't subscribed, go underneath the video, click the subscribe button, and you'll see a little bell icon at the side. If you click on that, YouTube will inform you every time I put up a new video, so you won't miss one. Right, well, today's recipe is really for any time of the year, but as it's Christmas time at the moment, lots and lots of requests for how to make these. Very simple idea. In fact, for a long time I've thought it was too simple and easy to bother making a video about it. But anyway, I've got lots of people asking, and it's for making sausage rolls. Simple sausage rolls. Now, the sausage rolls I'm going to make, you can make with either bought sausage meat or sausages taken out of their skins, or I'm going to show you how to make your own if that's what you would like to do. Okay, so we'll have a go and see how it goes. As for the pastry, I'm using puff pastry. You can make puff pastry if you can be bothered. Life's a bit too short for all that, I think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you also how you can use shop-bought pastry. Very easy. Some good shop-bought pastry around these days, and just for a quick sausage roll, it's not worth fiddling about making a lot of pastry yourself. So, well, first of all, I'm going to show you is I'm making plain sausage meat, just pork sausage meat, with my own recipe. I'm giving you the seasoning and everything, but you can tart it up a little bit if you want. You can add some dried cranberries if you want. You can have a nice eating apple, peel it, core it, and cut it into very fine dice and mix that in with the sausage meat. You've got the pork and apple sausage, which is very nice indeed. So either of those two things you can do with this. You can add anything you want. You can also add leeks if you want, pork and leek. You can add a lot of things, but I'm just going to show you how to make the plain pork sausage. Let's do it! So here are the ingredients for the sausage meat. I'm making a pork sausage meat today. If you want to use beef, you can, but pork is more standardized. It's a more universal sausage meat. But there it is. I've got 1 kilo of belly pork. You can see it's got a nice ratio of lean to fat. It's not too fat, it's not too lean. And I've got to mince that now. If you're buying meat from the butchers and you haven't got a mincer, just take a little tip. Buy the piece of meat from him and ask him if he will mince it for you. Because the ready minced pork that you see in the supermarkets, it's usually very pasty and almost like a pate, which is awful. So there's 1 kilo of meat there. That's a lot, but you can freeze this sausage meat and you can use it for all sorts of things, especially on Christmas Day. You can use it for stuffing balls. You can use it for making a forcemeat stuffing. You can use it for all kinds of things, and it freezes well, so you can use it throughout the year. Now that's got to be minced. Now the other thing we're going to use is some fine breadcrumbs. Now in the trade we always use rusk because it's manufactured, but breadcrumbs are just the same. Fine dry breadcrumbs like I've got here, that's what you need. And the seasoning is just a mixture of salt and pepper and nutmeg and coriander and parsley, and the recipe for the seasoning is underneath the video. And there are various variations of seasonings in sausage meat. We've got Cumberland and Lincolnshire and Irish, all those things. I will put some different recipes both underneath the video and on my website. So if you want to change the flavour of your sausage, you can. This one is my family's own sausage mixture, and it's called Yorkshire Pride, okay, which my stepfather used for many years. And then we have some iced water. Those are the only things we're going to use for this sausage meat. You can mix it by hand. I can't do it today because of my arthritis, but I put it in my food mixer. But you can mix it by hand or by a food mixer. It doesn't make a lot of difference. I'll get this minced and I'll be back shortly. Okay, right, I've got the meat minced here, as you can see. It's a nice coarse mince. It's not too fine. It's a nice mixture of fat and lean, as I said, and I'm going to put that straight into my food mixer. And I'm just using, mine's a Kenwood, so I'm using what they call the K beater, or just the ordinary paddle beater, that's all. You don't need a whisk, you don't need anything different. And then I'm going to sprinkle on there the seasoning and the breadcrumbs. The full description and the full recipe, all the quantities, are underneath the video and also on my website. Okay, now I'm going to just put in a little of the water there, just a little, and we're going to give that a couple of turns on the machine just to distribute the seasoning. Make sure every bit of meat gets a bit of seasoning and some breadcrumb. That will do. Now we're going to put in the rest of the water and turn on. And we're going to mix that now, excuse me, until it's perfectly homogenized and everything's distributed evenly. Now that's been mixing just for 3 minutes only. Real time, 3 minutes. And for me, that is just right. It's nice and firm, it's well mixed, and most important of all, it's sticky. It wasn't sticky before. Can you see how that's all sticking to my fingers? It's sticky. What happens during the mixing process is the seasonings and the water and the agitation of the mixer develop the protein. It's like developing the gluten in bread. It develops the protein and it makes it sticky. It brings it all to the surface out of the meat. And when we fill sausage into sausage skins, it's that protein that connects with the protein in the sausage skin and holds it all together. That stops it oozing out at the ends. They all stick together. So if the sausage shrinks, the sausage skin shrinks, the meat shrinks with it. When you see sausage oozing out of the ends of a sausage, it's not oozing out, it's the skin that's shrinking and leaving the sausage meat where it is. But this is perfect now. It's sticky, it's not too fine, it's not too mushy, it's a nice consistency, and that needs to stay in the fridge now to rest for a minimum of 1 hour. That lets the breadcrumbs take in and the moisture, and these breadcrumbs also, as well as helping to bind it all together, when cooking they absorb some of the fat to stop it rendering out. If you let the fat render out of this, you'll have a dry sawdust-like sausage meat. Same with sausage. You've probably had one like that before. But the bread is in there not to make it go further. It's in there just to absorb and keep the moisture in the sausage whilst it's cooking, to keep it moist and tasty. We'll put that in the fridge and it's all ready to go. So, now you can buy pastry ready rolled or you can buy it in a block. I bought it in a block, 500 grams in a block, and I've rolled it out to a size of 28 centimetres by 48 centimetres. That's the size I've done it. And then I've divided it into 4 equal parts, like this. 4 equal parts. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some flour. So the sausage meat now, I'm going to take, for this, I'm going to take 120 grams. 120 grams. And I'm going to gently roll it into a ball first of all. Put some flour, stop it sticking on my bench. And then I'm going to gently take it like this. And keep rolling and rolling until we get it to the length of the pastry, which is just like that. That's about right now, length of the pastry. We take a pastry brush and some water. We don't need to use egg wash or anything like that. Pastry brush and some water on the top edge and fold that edge towards you, meeting the other edge, and just touch it down like that. I'll turn that round so you can see what I've done. Just touched it down there. Now you need something that's blunt. I'm going to use the back of my pastry scraper. You can use the back of a knife. Don't use the sharp edge, for goodness sake. The back of the knife. And what you need to do is just go along here and press the two together. That's where we've just wet it, and that will make a nice seal. Right? I like to leave that bit sticking out. I don't like to roll it all up and sit it on that like some people do. I think it looks very contrived, that. These look very nice like this. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to divide that. Normally in the shop I would just divide that into two. And the best way to do that is scissors. Like that. That's how I normally divide them. But we need to divide that. If it's a party, you need to divide it smaller. So I use my little measuring tool here. You can use it by eye. Use a little measuring tool here which I can move backwards and forwards. I've shown you it before, and we're just going to take it like that, and we're going to cut the things into 4. I'll do that on there as well. I'm just marking it, that's all. So we're going to finish up with 4 there and 4 there, and I'm going to just snip that. Now if you start trying to cut it with a knife, you'll squash it and it'll spoil the look of the whole thing. And that's how easy it is to get your 8 sausage rolls out of 120 grams of sausage meat. Now don't forget, I'm using plain sausage meat here, plain pork sausage meat. You can use, as I said before, adding some cranberries, make it a nice Christmassy one. You can add chopped apple, make it pork and apple, pork and leek. And another nice combination that I have made in the past, which I shall make some for myself at Christmas, I shall add fresh root ginger and spring onion. And that is delightful. Anyway, I'm going to put these on the baking tray now, and then we'll egg wash them and get them in the oven. But first of all, I'll do another one for you and just show you exactly how it all works again. So we want 120 grams of sausage meat. $115, 120, there we are. Take it into a little bowl to start with. Make sure you've got flour on the work surface, and then start to roll it out like this, gently. Both hands just working it out as you go. Keep putting some flour under it so it doesn't stick. And it wants to be the same size as your pastry. And these are my pastry pieces I've cut. That's about the correct size. See? So then we'll take some water along the top edge, that's the edge away from you, and fold it over towards you to meet the other edge here. Don't stretch the pastry or do anything. I'll just turn it around and show you again what I've done. It's just meeting there. And then I'm going to use this blunt instrument again. This is the back of my pastry scraper, which is blunt. Or as I said, you can use back of a blunt knife or something like that. It doesn't matter. As long as you're not cutting the pastry, you're just pressing it down to make a nice seal so it doesn't open up in the cooking. And then we're going to mark this off now, like I told you before. We're going to mark it off, and this time I'll make some slightly larger ones, depending on whether it's finger food or a buffet or whatever you're doing. But the best way to divide this up always is to use the scissors, always, because you don't stretch the pastry, you don't squash the meat out. And there we have the 4 sausage rolls again from that's the 4, and that's the 8 that came from the other portion as well. So I'm going to get them on the baking tray and we'll go on from there. So here we are on the baking tray now. We've got a beaten egg in here, nothing else, just beaten egg. I do sometimes put a little salt in, it helps to get rid of those stringy bits. And we're going to egg wash each of these well. Like this. The small ones are a little bit fiddly, but they're worth doing because they come out looking very, very nice and shiny and well cooked. I have tried egg washing them before I cut them into small pieces, but it didn't really work out but too well. It was a little messy. There we are. Get all these done. Then what we're going to do next, just to make them look a little nicer, is just move the egg wash. Is on the bigger ones, this is how I sold them in the shop. I'm going to take an ordinary kitchen table knife and I'm just going to, the back of it, not the sharp side, and just wipe it across like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to make it look nicely. Okay. Now the smaller ones, I'm going to do this with a pair of scissors. Just straighten them up now. And these in between ones, I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to do 2 snips on top of them. Now they're going to go in the oven now for 20 to 25 minutes. They need to be in a hot oven at about 220. That's non-fan. Whatever your fan is, you'll have to have a look at the directions of your oven because they do work differently. I use non-fan oven and they're going in at 220 for about 20 to 25 minutes. So as soon as they're ready, I'll be back to show you what they're like. Well, here they are straight out of the oven, and I think you'll agree they do look very, very nice. Lovely and crispy, well baked underneath, no soggy bottoms, and the sausage cooked right through. Well, that's all we have time for this time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you'll have a go at making some, whether you buy the sausage meat or you have a go at making it yourself. And don't forget, you can use that sausage meat for lots and lots of other things, like making your forcemeat stuffing for your bird and things like that. And I'll see you next time. It's Mr. Paul saying bye for now, and thanks for being with me. Bye.